Here we go, Ashes of the Damned intro cinematic. 3 minutes, 21 seconds long. So it's beginning with exactly how the ending of Reckoning happened. So we get to see what happened next. Oh, we got new music.
Welcome to the party.
I got that straight. It is a party, and y'all are the guests of honor.
We're finally getting the reveal.
Technically, the main course.
And who the fuck are you?
I know. Y'all are confused. So was I. But as they say, this too shall pass.
Who is this? Oh my god. Oh my god, what the hell? Sucking the souls out of the OG and our Black Ops 6 crew? What? This is the Shadow Smith.
See y'all real soon.
What has just happened?
In the meantime, why don't y'all get to know some of the natives?
Oh, so this explains why they all have the veins on their faces. Oh my god. So they literally don't have souls anymore. Oh my god. Oh! Oh,
Kill them or be killed.
that sounds like our Nikolai. Oh, Takio going with the sword. Yes, Carver. Yes, my guy. Oh my god. This is what we've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Oh my god. This is what we've been waiting for. Full-on CGI classic. So they're currently fighting in the reception of Janus Towers still. None of them no longer have souls, it seems. Explain the eye color, but oh my god. What I'm loving about this so far is that this is all one singular shot that's just revolving around the characters. There we go, it finally changed. I want to hear more talking, please. Give us more. Okay. Oh my god. Zombie with grenades attached. That's only going to mean one thing. Oh.
Oh, you all are some bona fide cutthroat killers. This is gonna be fun.
Oh my god. There we go. Black Ops 7 Zombies, November 14th, and the artwork. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We need to immediately break this down. And we also have a blog post that went live following this intro cutscene where, ladies and gentlemen, here is the expanded team for Black Ops 7 Zombies. All 8 characters and a new greater evil is what they've called. So as you can see to the left, we have Dempsey, Nikolai, Takio, and Richtofen. And on the right, Maya, Weaver, Carver, and Gray. But breaking down what we just saw, the blog describes Gregory Weaver, Dr. Elizabeth Gray, Major Mackenzie Matt Carver, and Maya Aguinaldo thrusted into the Dark Aether dimension. They don't even have time to pick themselves up from the ground before they're started by the arrival of a welcoming committee. But then we hear the words, "It is a party, and y'all are the guests of honor." A southern drawl echoes across the lobby. All 8 turn as a mysterious figure slowly descends the lobby steps, his face hidden by a wide-brimmed hat. The man's polite turn of phrase is unnerving, but it's the caged totem skulls he carries in each hand that suggests a much more terrifying entity has entered the fray. A skull detaches its jaw and violently expunges life force from the assembled crew, sucking essence into its maw while sharing its meal with its master, seemingly granting the mysterious figure more than a taste of their souls. Satiated, he slowly turns and leaves, but not before summoning some immediate reanimated threats for the team to deal with. The drained crew scrambles into action, forced into a ballet of blood and guts as they slowly tear apart the undead. It's only after the 8 of them step out into what was once the Janus Towers Plaza that a full realization becomes apparent. They are not in West Virginia anymore. The blog then goes on to ask how and why were the crew transported to the Dark Aether? Who are these never before seen incarnations of the original crew, and how did they get here? Who can be trusted? Well, they say we have to wait until November 14th to find out, but we do have some bios that go over each of these characters with some brand new imagery of what they look like in Black Ops 7 Zombies. So we've got Grigori Weaver here, of course, with all of the information about Weaver. We've got Dr. Elizabeth Gray right here. We've also got Major Mackenzie Mac Carver, and we also have Maya Aguinaldo. But then we also have a look at the new versions of our crew. So we have Tank Dempsey, where we can see a proper good look at Tank Dempsey here in all of his glory. And yeah, you can tell from that hairstyle that he does look a little bit different, but now we have the explanation of why they all have the purpley veins on their face and the eye color. So what we know is that this incarnation of Tank Dempsey is a battle-hardened US Marine who most recently fought through the jungles of 1968 Vietnam with grit, sarcasm, and a relentless will to survive. In this fractured reality, his distrust of his new companions and the unfamiliar surroundings have turned this otherwise dependable soldier into the unpredictable wild card of the group. I was not expecting any sort of backstory of these characters yet, but that is insane. Okay, so we know that you fought in 1968 Vietnam. Then we move on to Takeo Masaki, who was a disgraced Ronin who wandered 1591 feudal Japan without master or honor, carrying the weight of his exile as a yoke he cannot cast off. Bound by a code he only still barely believes in, he seeks redemption in the chaos of battle. His blade, both a burden he must bear and a judgment on his enemies. So we get the confirmation that Takeo is from the 1500s, even earlier than the Primus version. Then we move on to Nikolai Belinsky, where we can get a real good look at him here, where he looks like a cross between the Primus version, but then slightly old and more rugged. And he is a Soviet tank commander who arrives in the Dark Aether from the brutal mountainous landscape of 1984 Afghanistan, where duty, disillusionment, and misfortune collided. Scarred by war and haunted by both betrayal and his own decisions, he masks his bitterness with dark humor, yet remains a steadfast warrior when the shells begin to fall. This version of Nikolai is not from World War II Stalingrad, but actually from 1984 Afghanistan, at least where he was on duty at that point before he was seemingly whisked into the Dark Aether. It says that he's arrived from the Brutus Mountains landscape. So all 4 of these characters were whipped from a different time period into the Dark Aether at this point. And then finally, what is easily the most exciting is Dr. Edward Richtofen. We finally get to know a little bit more about him, where is Dr. Edward Richtofen, a brilliant but unhinged scientist and hero of the Reich, finds himself torn from 1945 in a world where the Axis powers triumphed over the Allied nations. Shaped by ambition and tainted by corruption, he masks his innate sadism and considerable ego behind quick wit and a charming smile. He vows that reality itself will ultimately bow to his designs, confirming, at least from what we suspected with the fact that he has the Group 935 patch on his shoulder, he really was yoinked from World War II, from seemingly the Aether story at least, or a reality very similar to the World at War Aether story, where he was a brilliant and unhinged scientist and hero of the Reich, torn from 1945, which is World War II. The blog ends to say, ripped from their respective timelines, our expanded crew find themselves thrown together in an alien dimension, accompanied by old friends, uncertain allies, and something far, far worse. Then in the blog it says, full zombies reveal is next week. So we're only getting the very sort of glimpses today. This was not even the full reveal. There is still a lot more. Saying head back to the blog next week and prepare for a massive intel blast detailing extensive gameplay systems, enemies, and feature content coming to Black Ops 7 direct from the Treyarch Zombies team. It also goes without saying we need to talk about the enemy character here at the end, where we got a face reveal, and from what I can tell, I don't recognize this character. He doesn't look like someone that we have seen before, but we know that he is a Shadow Smith. He sucked the soul out of our characters here, almost as if he feeds off the souls of other people. What more we know about him, we genuinely don't at this time, but you know I'm going to be breaking down this cutscene more and more as we go through the days when we get more intel, more teasers, more information. Firstly, we have what looks to be some sort of zombified grizzly bear attacking this truck, so we know for 100% that one of the new enemy types is going to be some sort of zombified bear, which looks absolutely menacing. You can see that its flesh has been ripped off its body. It looks crazy, but we can see both crews working together, and within the frames of the glasses, we can actually make out quite a few details, so it's really hard to spot. But up here, above Richtofen's face, above his head is a pyramid, which confirms that one of the POIs will involve some sort of floating pyramid, which was in an intel that Panos mentioned during the Reckoning map's intel, which is really exciting. We can also see that there is a new enemy type that is attacking the back of the Wonder vehicle that Richtofen is defending that we have never seen before. It could be a new evolution of the Denizen. It could be something entirely new and different. I don't know, but that is very exciting too. Then above Takio's head in the eye, we can see what looks to be a rocket launch facility. At this point, it is very difficult to pinpoint if this actually is Ascension, but this matches yesterday's teaser of a rocket facility being suspended and frozen in time, where the rocket is frozen mid-launch. It could be Ascension. It might not be. We don't really know yet, but very exciting that we can confirm that from this key art. Let me know your first initial thoughts in the comments section down below. This intro cutscene was absolutely fantastic. Better than anything we've had yet so far for Black Ops 6, apart from that Liberty Falls intro. That and this are hand in hand, both absolutely peak in my opinion. If you enjoyed, drop the video a thumbs up. I'll catch you for another one soon.